This is Brother Cornell West, and it has been my blessing and joy to be in such high quality conversation with Brother Anthony Parker of Keeping It Honest. Make sure you never miss his show.
And welcome back again, yours truly, Anthony Parker Alexander of Keeping It Honest. We don't just keep it simple, we don't just keep it real, we keep it honest. You have any questions or comments, you can email yours truly. It's parkerman2011 at gmail.com. Parkerman2011 at gmail.com. You can text me, leave a voice message at telephone numbers 216 702 3718. 216-702-3718. We thank you for supporting the show. If it wasn't for you guys, we would not be doing this. And if you know, we try to get both sides of the story. We try to do the left side, try to do the right side. And at the end, you may not like the results, but we've given you the truth, and that's what it's all about. So you know we like featuring things in a Parker twist. And I'm an advocacy of advocacy. Out there are a lot of small businesses and especially small minority businesses that don't know what to do, or if they're succeeding, they're not being showcased. So in this program today, we're going to showcase them. On Saturday, June 22nd at 4 p.m. at the Severance Music Center, they are presenting the Pink and Black event, Gala event. So at this event, which is a big event, this is where minority entrepreneurs and businesses are being spotlighted and celebrated. So this is a great thing. And at this event, they're going to educate, inform, and inspire the next generation of entrepreneurs. So on this program, one of the spokespeople of the special event is Mr. Demetrius Harvey. Welcome to the program.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thank you very much. So now at the end of this, when I was doing the introduction, that next generation of entrepreneurs.
Yes, yes.
So how is that? I mean, do we really need to spotlight them? Is it easier for them to do their things now, or we really need to push their achievements?
I think everybody needs to be pushed and spotlighted, right?
Right?
Especially the upcoming entrepreneur. That's what makes the world go around. And so, our hope with the Pink and Black Honors is that we will be able to help showcase, spotlight not just adults, because adults aren't the only ones that are out here doing it, but those upcoming entrepreneurs, those brilliant minds, the ones that we invest education in, and we tell them that it's important for them to use their minds. As we know that knowledge is power, we want to get behind them because it's just like an investment. The sooner you jump in, the better the outcome could possibly be. So, yeah.
And yeah, because like you were saying, the kid entrepreneurs, we think of the youth, but like how young are the entrepreneurs that you're dealing with?
Oh my goodness, we have someone as young as, I believe, there's a young lady and a young man who started when they were, what, 6 or 7 years old.
Okay.
Started a little book.
Okay.
So I mean, they're from the youngest to the oldest. We do not discriminate at all. If you have an idea that is significant and you're giving back to the community in some sort of way, in a positive way, we want to be able to reinforce that. So that's what we're here to do.
Okay. So now tell me about the event. It's taking place this Saturday.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. This Saturday, June the 22nd, as you said, at Severance Hall, right there in the heart of Cleveland, we are hosting the Pink and Black Honors. So it is an awards gala um, put together to celebrate and to highlight and support and platform people, business entrepreneurs within the BIPOC community specifically, that are here in the community, that are employing people, that are giving back, that have significant concepts, and that align with what it is that we align ourselves with, which is community reinvestment. So June the 22nd, you can go into the pinkandblackhonors.com. That's where you can purchase your tickets. We still do have a few tickets. It's our second annual, so we did one last year at the same place down at Severance Hall. It was phenomenal. The turnout was amazing. We had some amazing guests. I know you said that you had an opportunity to come,
Yes.
Uh, what did you think? What did you think?
I mean, it was interesting because one, it's good to see the future. Okay, where all these young kids are wanting to have ideas, and the guy, the FUBU guy, I can't remember his name right now.
Damon John, which was one of our keynote speakers. Yes.
Yes, so it was phenomenal. It was a great networking event, and I'm glad you guys are continuing. So this is your second year then. So the
This
first year, did you guys do better than what you expected?
Oh my God. Well, you know what? You don't really know what to expect the first year.
Right.
We knew that we had a big shoe to fill because you have Severance Hall that fits, what, it's 2,000.
Yeah.
And so we just hit it hard, man, um, with very few of us, but the ones of us who rallied together, we hit it hard. And we had a phenomenal reception from the city.
Yeah.
My goodness, we were over 1,500 in capacity, and so that was incredible. And so this year, actually, we're going to surpass that, which
Okay.
we're super excited about. Last year we had Tabitha Brown that came in also, in conjunction with Damon John, and we also had Hill Harper that was here.
Yeah.
So we had a phenomenal time. And then we also had our Cleveland natives, Danita Harris, which was the mistress of ceremonies last year, and she'll continue to be that this year as well. Um, the Cleveland Chorale, they came and just blew the top off the place. Beautiful
Right.
music, and so we have some phenomenal guests coming in this year as well, which I'm sure that we'll talk about in just a few.
And so is there more pressure to make this one better or just consistent?
Um, I don't know if I would say that there's more pressure, but there's definitely an anticipation because the city is receptive to it, right? And so we just want to be able to continue to deliver on that Black excellence. I
Okay.
think sometimes that is thrown around loosely, but we really try our hardest to make sure that we are executing on that. So, we have some phenomenal names that are coming. We have KRS-One that's coming to
Yeah.
the city. Essence will be in the building. The CEO of Essence, Caroline Wanga, she's one of our keynote speakers as well. And then some beautiful music from Leandria Johnson, a phenomenal powerhouse gospel singer. So we're excited about that. And then, like I said, once again, Cleveland Zone, as you mentioned, Lady Vernon, Dr. Lady Vernon, she will be in the building receiving an award. George Frazier, who will be receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award, which we are so excited about that.
And to give you
Go
a
ahead.
little background too, sorry about that. It
Yeah.
is things come around in circles. So this is kind of like a networking event, well, in some aspects. And you have George Frazier. So years ago, when I was getting into broadcasting, George Frazier was like, the man in England. And I got a chance, my first interview when I first started out was George Frazier.
Awesome.
So there was a person in the room. We were at an event. Oh, Tabitha Smiley, and he was at this. I can't even remember what the event was, but I knew George Frazier, so I went up to him and said, "Hey, can you introduce me to Tabitha Smiley?" And he said, "Well, since this is a networking event, you go over there and do that yourself." Okay.
Right.
So I remembered him, and I'm like, and because of him, it got me more into interviewing. So it's interesting that Mr. Frazier is at this event too.
Yes, 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 yes. Everything comes full circle.
Yeah.
And so yeah, man, we're excited. We're excited. It's going to be phenomenal. And beyond that, the honorees and the nominees
Mhm.
um, that are being honored, man, it is such an honor to have them in the building. It's their night. You know what I mean? It's their opportunity for them to be recognized, to be celebrated. So we're so happy for them. We're so happy for them.
And then, like from last year, so what happened to some of the people that won?
Oh my goodness. So we try to make sure that we stay in contact with them, throughout the year. There's other events that we've put on throughout the year that are different arms of the Pink and Black Honors.
Okay.
Last year we were able to give away $25,000. And
Okay.
so, we stay very closely with them and just try to make sure that they are giving back to the community as well. So
Okay.
actually this year for the nominees, we asked for them all to participate in a community service project,
Okay.
right? Because we want to make sure that that fingerprint is in the city throughout.
Right.
You know, this is a big event, right?
Right.
But we want to make sure that we are providing resources and um, being of assistance throughout the year. So, you know, and I have to say, as I'm mentioning all of these other names, the founder, Tenora Edwards,
Okay.
this is her vision. This is her initiative, and so I'm just so excited and happy to have my hand in her back, pushing her. You know what I mean? Her heart is entrepreneurship, which is where this whole thing came from. So,
Okay.
you know, she's actually become a very phenomenal mentor to me as well. So, yeah, it's awesome.
And so one thing too about entrepreneurship, and this made me think about the COVID era. I know sometimes when people get laid off and they don't know what to do, either they'll do something new and create their business, or they'll do something that's in their DNA and create
Yes,
their business.
yes.
Do you think, I guess since the COVID era, that there are more people wanting to become business owners or more minority people that want to become business owners?
I think COVID did something to all of us.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It definitely allowed people to tap into their creativity and say, okay, what else is it that I can do? Because some of us, we couldn't go to work.
Yeah.
You know, we had jobs, but we couldn't go to work. And so it gave us more of an opportunity if you chose to use your time right, spend
Right.
your time wisely, right?
Right.
It gave you an opportunity to really self-reflect and dig deep on the inside and say, okay, well, what is it that I can contribute? What is it that God has given me that makes me creative or allows me the ability to generate wealth, generate income? Um, you know, and so I think what I've seen specifically in my generation
Mhm.
is an influx of entrepreneurs. And really, like you said, COVID, it was like striking a match. You
Right.
know, I
Right.
know for myself since then, I've actually started two businesses, which
Okay.
I'm super excited about. So, man, I mean, I would have to say, sometimes the things that are that we think are the
Mhm.
worst things for us can sometimes be transitioned into something good. So I've seen a lot of good come out of that space and time, which we know is COVID.
And so now, out of curiosity, what kind of businesses do you have?
Oh my goodness! You know, I actually I
I'm putting
recently
it.
I recently I love to cook, so I've always cooked. So I actually started a catering business called
Okay.
Sunday Dinner Catering. Yes, 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 and also a podcast as well that will be dropping pretty soon. So I'm excited. I'm excited, and all of this comes from being connected to an initiative like the Pink and Black Honors, because the whole idea is if you have an idea that is on the inside of you, and what way can we connect you with resources to make sure that that idea is planted like a seed in the ground and that it then produces. So it's a phenomenal organization and initiative to be connected to, because it's done so much even for myself. So,
And we have in the program Demetrius Harvey. He's a spokesperson for the Pink and Black Gala. So now, where'd you get the name from?
oh my goodness, Pink and Black Honors. So,
I'm sorry, Pink and Black. Yeah.
yeah, no, that's okay. The Pink and Black Honors actually comes from, so once again, the founder, Tenora Edwards, she is a business owner upwards of 25 years
Mhm.
and beyond. And so going through that, um, and she has a heart for women and
Okay.
wanting to create a space of healing and celebration for women. A few years back, she started what is known as the Pink Party Retreat.
Okay.
So at the Pink Party Retreat, she hosts different workshops and allows spiritual healing to take place. Women come together and celebrate one another, support each other, and just have a weekend of solitude. You know, a weekend to just take a breath, some R&R, to refresh, to reset, to have some iron sharpen some iron, and then go back out into the world, right? And
Mhm.
so, um, shortly after that went into place, the Pink Party Retreat, Sonora got another download, right? And so
Mhm.
we are absolutely influenced by the Spirit of God. That is the foundation of what we do with Pink and Black Honors and where the whole idea came from. So she ended up getting a download and from what she was doing with women with the Pink Party Retreat, she wanted to also do the same thing for entrepreneurs.
Okay.
right? Because
Okay.
she is an entrepreneur herself. And so she didn't want to leave it specific to women. She wanted to also add in men as well. So that's where you get from the Pink Party Retreat. You
Mhm.
then get the Pink and Black Honors with the feminine, masculine coming
Right.
together to honor entrepreneurs, to be able to give them the same kind of space, a
Okay.
space of healing, a space of celebration, a space of networking, right? Because sometimes entrepreneurs need that as well. You
Yeah.
know, there's oftentimes a lot of hurt that can go into small business owners into their journey. You know,
Mhm.
like I say, you know, sometimes with um, broken promises or empty promises, or people saying that they're going to support you and they don't, or you only being open for a certain amount of time before the money runs out, right?
Right.
And
Right.
you
Right.
having to
Right.
give up on the vision and go back to the drawing board and go back to a 9 to 5. And so the whole idea of the Pink and Black Honors is to be able to curate a space, to be able to celebrate and provide resources for entrepreneurs.
And you do need that because it's a lot of work when you're doing your own thing, and to have a celebration where everybody's together and supporting each other. I mean, that's what we need.
Yes,
Every-
that's what we need. That's what we need because the city of Cleveland. I said this once before. I was doing the pull-up experience, and we were having a conversation about the city of Cleveland and
Mhm.
what this initiative means.
Mhm.
And one of the hosts there had mentioned that Cleveland has a um, like a dark cloud over it for like a crab in a bucket type of
Right.
mentality.
Right.
Not wanting to celebrate one another, not wanting to support each other, or just trying to claw you down as you're trying to get up as well. So what Pink and Black Honors is doing is trying to change the tide to that by
Okay.
saying, okay, I can celebrate you, and that doesn't diminish me in any way.
Right.
But I can come and support and celebrate and lift you up on your journey because there's room for all of us. So that's what we hope to do.
And so let's go over some of the categories too, which I thought was interesting.
Yes, do
Um,
you have a list? Because there's too many for me to remember off the top of my head. Okay, great. Go ahead.
I'll save that one for last. I feel like I'm on a game show. So
Ah,
this is interesting. So Tech of the Year. So
yes.
now, maybe 20 years ago, we may not have had that, but you look at every year, and from young people, it is so scary what people can do on their phone.
Oh my
Like
God.
you're 6 years old, and you're over here doing things on your phone where maybe the same thing computers that I may have been doing, but you can do your YouTube programs, you can do the editing. All I do that on my phone now.
Absolutely.
It's crazy.
Absolutely. I mean, people host full, almost interview talk shows from their phone. I mean, you
Yeah.
can do so much,
Yeah.
but beyond that, man, we have some phenomenal tech entrepreneurs. I mean, it's awesome, and it's so necessary because now that's really where the tide is turning, right?
Yeah.
Is with
Yeah.
tech because you really can do everything, like you said, from your phone.
Yeah.
And so it's a digitized world, and so yeah, we had to make space for that. We had to make space for that, especially right now with this inception. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We never know where it'll be. I mean, you look at Tesla and all
Oh, that's true too. Yeah.
different types of things that are going on. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So we're so happy that we have a piece of that pie that we can
And
celebrate some of our own.
it's made me think, because it's me out the box again too. So Tech of the Year, when you think of tech people, big time tech people, you think of the Twitter guy, the X guy, but you don't think of any African Americans that can kind of flow. And they may be out there. Well, yeah, they probably are out there. But again, I look at stuff from media wise too. We
Absolutely.
don't know about that, because if we knew about that, there might be some African American kids say, you know what? Wow, this guy invented this, and he's a brother or sister, and it's a role model.
That's
But
right.
through media, we don't know. So for you guys to do this kind of stuff, we're showcasing these future entrepreneurs who maybe there's somebody watching them, and then they may be future entrepreneurs.
Absolutely. And that is exactly what we want. Not only to celebrate those who are doing it now,
Yeah,
but when you leave from being in that room that evening,
yeah,
and the glitz and the glamour, the lights, the action, the gowns, the
yeah,
tuxedos, the celebrities, the business people, we really want for you to leave inspired. right?
Yeah.
That,
Yeah.
man, I was thinking about doing something about 2 years ago. Let me go see if I still have that notebook that I wrote that idea down. You know what I'm saying? Or
Right.
a young child to say, man, I didn't know that I could be a part of that field. We are everywhere.
Yeah.
We are everywhere, but we're not oftentimes platformed and celebrated or even spoken about. So we want to speak
Yeah.
names before tragedy happens.
That's
We want to speak names, man. There's so many wonderful things. Sometimes we don't speak people's names until there's a tragedy or until they're no longer here, and
yeah.
then we talk about their story. We don't want to wait. You
Yeah.
know, we want
So
you to receive your flowers on this side.
there you go. Yeah. I mean, because that's something we should do. So, okay. And you have also the Startup of the Year award. So
Yes.
you've seen a lot of the ones that are starting up. How many for each category? How many nominees that you have for each category?
So there was a different number of nominees for each category, right? Because um, you have some more than others,
Yeah, right, right.
but we definitely had an overwhelming amount of nominees for each category. I couldn't even let you know. I know
Okay.
we had hundreds. We had a few hundred.
Okay, and that has to be enlightening to you because you're seeing, hey, there's a lot of people out here that are trying to do a business
And
and
that's
trying.
what I say. You know, we don't know who we don't know, and that was the whole reason why we opened it up to the city,
Yeah,
right? Because we want for you all to, because we know who we know,
right.
but there may be sometimes I ride up and down just the street of Mayfield,
Yeah,
and I'm looking, I'm like, man, I didn't know that was there, or what is that, you know? And I'm
right.
from Cleveland, born and raised,
Yeah,
and so
me
that's why
too.
we wanted to open it up to the city to say, hey, who do you all think deserves to be a part of this phenomenal celebration? Let us
Okay,
know because we may not know who they are, and they may absolutely need to be showcased and platformed
right,
and supported. And so then we also from the nomination process, we then ended up allowing the city to go on and vote. So you all vote for who you feel in each category
right,
deserves to be the winner, right? So it's
right,
not that one person is better than the other. Then we also want to make sure that is that's echoed. You being a part of the celebration, you are winning,
right, right,
right? The fact that someone saw what you were doing and thought that it was meaningful enough for you to be on a platform such as this,
mhm.
you're a winner. You're a winner. Period. Yeah.
And and so you have another one. You have a couple. The best customer service of the year
Oh,
award.
don't we need it?
Yeah,
Man, sometimes that is so hard to come by. And sometimes it's
yeah,
the simplest thing, but
yes,
it is oftentimes, man, we need good people.
yes,
We need
yes,
good people. And for people and businesses and organizations and entrepreneurs who take the time to go the extra mile to not only find good
mhm,
people to represent them, but to invest in those people,
mhm.
making those people want to come and want to support, man. You know, I mean, I can go to a gas station, and if somebody treats me good, I'll drive across town
Right,
just to go to that gas station. I done spent a couple extra dollars in gas getting there, but
right.
because of the customer, the support of the customer service, man, I would absolutely go. So I mean, that's worth being highlighted as well. I know you know. I'm sure you have many
Yeah.
stories of that. You will stop going to a business for
Uh,
one bad experience.
I would drive on the east side, like for ribs or something, like in Cleveland Heights. I told you where I'm at. I will take that hike because I love their service over there, which is
That's
like,
right.
here it may not be so good or whatever. And I tell people, I said, all you got to do with anything is just do something extra.
That's
You know,
right.
one extra thing, customer service, bam, hey, thank you, how's the service, whatever. But it seems like, unfortunately, I guess, in this world, a lot of younger people, maybe some older people just don't have customer service skills.
Sure.
And it makes the business look bad. But I'm glad you're saluting that one. So you have I like this one, I love this one, the spiritual leader of the year award.
Oh my God. So that one, that is very near and dear to our hearts. It's so funny. We hosted a Myrna event, which was the Minority Resource Networking Expo that we hosted down at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and it was phenomenal. It was an opportunity for business owners to come together and receive resources. We provided financial literacy, and we had
Okay.
banks that were there to be able to make businesses bankable and to be able to extend credit. And we had accountants there. And oh my God, we had Ohio Means Jobs. I mean, it was incredible. But afterwards, we ended up going to dinner, a few of us, and we were talking about the different categories. And we were like, man, the spiritual leader of the year came up and we said, man, it is so hard for us to determine, where to land that, because as I said before, God is the epitome and the very foundation of what it is that we do. And so those spiritual leaders are very near and dear to all of our hearts, because oftentimes that's the center of our communities. It's where we go. It's where we receive resources. It's where we receive love. A lot of times the churches are what has raised most of us. And so, when you find a really good leader who has the heart of people, who wants to be, who wants to serve, and we have some phenomenal nominees. So that one was very near and dear to our heart. It was a little touchy. It was a little hard. But as I said, you being in the room and your name being called and mentioned, that means that you must be doing something right.
Yeah.
You must be doing something right. Yes.
And
So
then
that's a soft one for us.
And then, like you said, just being in that room too, like you said, arm sharpening arm.
That's right.
And a lot of times we need that, because we don't know what businesses are going through to survive.
That's right.
So to have people say, hey, you know what, we really like you. You guys aren't assuming, you're just doing what you're doing. God gave you that gift. And what I do, my other job that I do, I'm on this thing called the Planning Commission. And so when jobs come out to our area, they sit and talk with us, and then we decide if that job fits that community. So I will sometimes see African American businesses come here, and to give them the opportunity, let's say like a daycare or something, to be their first business, and they're doing it in our community.
Yeah.
A lot, because you're fulfilling somebody's dream.
Say it again.
I said, you're fulfilling somebody's dream.
Oh,
when you give them the approval or the access to start their dream.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right.
So now the kidpreneur of the year.
Yeah.
Now, what's the ages for that?
Say it again.
The kidpreneur of the year. What are the ages for the kid entrepreneur?
Oh my goodness. So there's I don't know if you're asking if there was an age limit. If there was anyone under 18. Anyone under the age of 18, man. And so we have some phenomenal. We have kid artists. We have authors. We have poets. Oh my God. Different creatives. So many. That one makes me smile.
Okay.
That one really makes me smile, man, because we have spoken with some incredibly talented and smart children. And also the thing I think that is most rewarding for me, or most impactful for me, is the fact that their parents have allowed them to go after the creativity that God has placed on the inside of them. It's so funny when we see some of the kidpreneurs, and their parents are right there like their little cheerleaders. They let the children speak. They're like, go ahead, tell them what it is that you do, and they just stand back and to see the pride in the parents' eyes. You know what I mean? From their child being so young. Can you imagine a child being honored for their creativity, something that oftentimes their parents may have never had the opportunity to experience? And so it's doing so much, you know what I mean? And even children can be an inspiration as well. So like I said before, we didn't want to leave it just to the adults, but children as well. And who knows what that seed will do to plant on the inside of them, because it is so much better to give than it is to receive. And we hope that that'll be a seed planted, and we'll see what's brought up from that.
Yeah, because when they're that young and already creating things, it's scary to see what will happen 10, 15 years from now.
Well, I don't know if it's scary, but it's exciting. It's definitely exciting to see what will happen. Yes.
And excuse me, one of my favorites from talking about the kids part, the Living Legacy Entrepreneur of the Year Award.
Yes. Yes. I was listening to an interview with Oprah and the late great Maya Angelou,
Okay.
and I'm not sure if you know, but most of us do. Maya Angelou was a mentor to Oprah,
Yeah.
and they were talking about a time that they had a conversation about Oprah saying what she wanted her legacy to be and what she
Mm-hmm.
thought that her legacy would be. And Maya said, "All of that is wonderful," but she said, "You never know what your legacy will be.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You live it out every day, and people will always remember you for the way that you make them feel." And so I would have to specifically give that to the founder, to Nora Edwards, man. She is living a legacy daily. I think a lot of times people think it's not until you pass on that
Right.
that's what a legacy is. Like, okay, whatever you left behind. No, it's daily. Your tracks daily. You look back and you don't left footprints in the sand. That's legacy, and you continue to walk on. And
Right.
so it's important for us to highlight that. I mean, you have barbers, who people may think, oh, they're just a barber cutting hair, but they've been doing it for years, and you don't know what kind of impact that they've made, what kind of legacy it is that they're leaving, whose lives they've been able to save, what kind of thoughts they've been able to change in people's heads week after week, seeing them and seeing them, so there's a legacy in all things, man. There's a
And
legacy in all things.
I call it sometimes DNA. So let's say, you wanted to, like, right now you're helping a lot of new businesses, aspiring businesses, just putting together this event. Like you said, you don't know who shows up there. They may be younger or older, and they say, "Wow, I like that idea." Like you said, I was thinking of something almost like that, and that may push them on where maybe they didn't have that opportunity to get pushed on. So
Right.
that legacy or DNA may come from this event that you guys are doing, because it's not just the people who are just getting applauded on. You just never know the people and the potential of the wishes that these people say, "Hey, I want to do what they do." And there's other
Absolutely.
people that believe.
Absolutely. By all
Yeah.
means, man. By all
And
means. And I mean that goes to, like you said, it's beyond the people who are being applauded. Um, it is being impactful to people on so many different levels. I mean, thank God to our sponsors, and
Mhm.
I have to say that, people have the opportunity to invest in different areas however they choose to, but
Mhm.
because our sponsors see the vision and choose to collaborate with us, and we're continuing to expand those relationships. With Jumpstart here in the city of Cleveland, and oh my God, there's so many. There's
Yeah,
so many.
oh, there's a good list.
Future Land and
Uh-huh.
UBF, United Black Fund, and
Okay.
which we will be participating in their gala this evening. Man, it's awesome to see these forces come together and support. Because I think it's needed. I think that it has its place.
Now, has there been a part where it's hit you and it's been kind of overwhelming?
Um, I think after everything is said and done, like I remember last year, after everything was said and done, we just kind of took a second to breathe. You
Okay.
I know right before the actual event, I went on vacation,
Mhm.
just to kind of say, "Who,"
Yeah.
and right after, some of the team, they were able to take a trip and just kind of relax. But I think after everything is said and done, and after you see all those people in those spaces and you see the impact that it has, and you listen to the stories, and people may even shed tears, and you feel the music and you feel the energy, um, after all of it is said and done, and then you start hearing
Right.
what has birthed from it. You
Right.
start hearing the different connections that people have made from that room. You start hearing the different businesses that have been birthed, that were inspired in that room.
Mhm.
Um, you start seeing different business owners who were downtrodden or who were defeated. You see them jump back in full force. I think that part becomes overwhelming in a good way, because it's like, wow,
Yeah.
we didn't know. We
Yeah.
you sometimes you say yes to what it is that God places on the inside of you, which is why we're so thankful to Nora for her yes to this, because it's really a responsibility. I say that all the time.
Mhm.
It's more than an event, man. It is a responsibility. And so it is overwhelming. It's overwhelming, but in a good way. You're tired, but it's a good tired, and you become happy to be a part of it. And all of the other things that that are a part. So yeah, it's definitely overwhelming, but in the best way possible.
And then how has media exposure been for you?
Oh man, all of that's been great. We've had an opportunity. Thank you so much for allowing us to come here on your platform. We appreciate it.
Thank you for
We've had the opportunity to share some platforms with some phenomenal people such as yourself. And once again, that's just the city giving us a warm reception and believing in what it is that we have to do. We also have our social media platform, which is the Pink and Black Honors. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and then we also have our website, which is the pinkandblackhonors.com, where you can go, you can see last year's event, little clips of last year's event. You can see what we have lined up for this year. We still do have a few tickets still available that you all can purchase. We'll be on the local news station tomorrow morning. We'll be on Channel 3 WKYC with Danita Harris, who's actually our Mistress of Ceremony.
Right.
So I will be on there with Tenor tomorrow morning at 6, talking a little bit more about the Pink and Black Honors. So media now media is really your bread and butter nowadays. You know what I mean? That's how you get it out there, outside of billboards and ads and things like that. I mean, social media, it makes millionaires overnight sometimes. So, we are we lean on our support here in the city.
And then I want to after the event, do a follow up with maybe some of the people who have won or whatever, because I'm always accessible, and I always like to promote an event, but also want to know, hey, what happened after this?
Yeah, so, absolutely.
Like you do this. God goes full circle, and you never know what you do that somebody may be watching it, and they may say, wow, I didn't know about that event, or I may not be able to attend it, but let me read up on it and maybe try to network with some of the people that were there. Just the impact. People sometimes don't have to be at an event, maybe money-wise or whatever, to know more about it.
That's right. That's right. And I appreciate you saying that. Now, will we see you in the building this year?
Oh yeah, I'll be here.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, and then politically wise, with how the world goes and being a minority business compared to being a non-minority business, are things going to be looking up, or depending on who's president? Because I know it makes a difference somewhere down the road for a minority business.
Yes, it does. I know we try not to get too immersed in political conversations, especially on platforms like this. But whatever God has for you, God has it for you. Mm-hmm. So the hope is that no matter who is in office, that you would continue to, keep your head down, work. Successful people work hard, and you being willing to do and go the extra mile that other people may not really be willing to do, you will always find success. And as you practice, you become better and you become better and you become better. So I would hope that people would just do their very best every day that God gives them the opportunity, and let the chips fall where they may. That's what I'll say to that.
And then with you seeing all this, you're like in the middle of seeing all these businesses, which is crazy. It's got to be overwhelming a little bit, but like, again, in a good way, because you're putting together your stuff and you're seeing all these other businesses.
Yeah.
And you think how blessed.
Well, I know that is a privilege, but we want for other people to feel the exact same way. Yeah. So just as you are a business entrepreneur and you can be in the middle of seeing all of these other businesses while you're in that room. That's the whole idea. Yeah. And allow that inspiration to flow, network. And as I tell people, this is not the time to be shy. Right. This is the room that you come in, you look good, feel good, smell good, bring your business cards, network, mingle, link arms with your brothers and your sisters. Know what's going on in the city. Know who you can collaborate with. Don't be scared. Don't just walk in and walk to your seat. I mean, we have things in place. You know, show off a little bit. Show your outfit off. Walk past somebody. Say hello. So that's what we want. But definitely use this to your advantage. Use it as an opportunity. You never know, and that's one of the things that was so inspiring about us having Damon John last year. As you mentioned, he was the CEO of FUBU, but not only that, we see him on television all the time on Shark Tank. And what Shark Tank does, man, we've seen them change people's lives. And what I always like to say is entrepreneurs walk into that room after having been rejected so many times, after having been given so many no's. But sometimes all it takes for you to do is be in the right room with the right person at the right time. And you never know what that connection can do. So use this room like you're going into the tank.
Yeah. And like I was telling you too at the beginning with George Frazier, when he said, you go over there, I was kind of, ticked off back then, younger guy, me. But it motivated me to go talk to Tavis and start the interviews. And he technically was my DNA, Mr. Frazier. So you just never, sometimes that no will be a yes for you.
That's right. That's right. Man, you can get a million no's, but if you on that last go round, if you can just get a yes, man, sometimes all it takes is one yes.
Yeah.
And the no's oftentimes, it strengthens us and it makes you, you know what I'm saying? Being an entrepreneur, it is a journey. In and of itself, it is an absolute journey. And it's not always glitz and glamour. Sometimes you do look to your left and to your right to try to figure out what you're going to eat tonight. But if you stick to it, and also it's never too late either. I think that's the other thing that we want to make sure that people are aware of as we are honoring the kidpreneur. It's never too late, man. It's never too late. I was watching an interview here recently. Sway was conducting an interview with the richest woman in Jamaica. Dr. Trisha, I forget her last name, but she didn't make her first million until she was 35 years old. Now she is the richest woman in Jamaica.
Oh, wow. Okay.
More than a billionaire. And so, it's never too late for you to start. All you got to do is take whatever talents that God has given you and look at it and say, okay, what can I do here?
Right.
That's all it is.
Right. So this is so now give me a selling point, your elevator pitch, as far as this event coming up.
Yes. So once again, the Pink and Black Honors, we are honoring entrepreneurs throughout the city of Cleveland and beyond, okay? We have our nominees that we are super duper excited that will be in the building. Once again, we have our special guests that are coming from all over the world. KRS-One, who we love, Essence Magazine's CEO, Caroline Wanga, Leandria Johnson, a phenomenal voice. Cleveland Corral will be there to help us. Danita Harris, the visionary Tenora Edwards. We will be in the building June the 22nd, Severance Hall, 4 p.m. Please get there early if you can. Parking will be field. And so we will also have valet on site as well. But we are so excited to be able to bring this initiative back to the city for the second time. We hope that this will be a lifelong initiative and that you all will find value in what it is that we are doing. Hope to see you there. Bring your business cards, business people, celebrate with us. And if you see a nominee, congratulate them.
So thank you again. We've had on the program Mr. Demetrius Harvey, spokesperson for the Pink and Black Gala, coming up this Saturday at 4 p.m. We hope we've inspired you. I mean, and you listen to him, okay? He's not just a straight, kind of solid business guy. You hear the passion, you hear the godliness, you hear the spiritualness, and you hear his belief, I guess, in himself. This is what he was meant to do right now.
Wow.
So if there's been anybody that has doubted being a business person, I can tell you, he can tell you how hard it is. Iron sharpens iron. We need to be there to uplift each other.
That's right.
That's what we're here for. So I
That's
just
right.
thank you for being on the show too.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, man. Godspeed to you, and I can't wait to see you this weekend.
Thank you very much.
All right. Take care.
So you're watching Keeping It Honest with yours truly, Anthony Parker. If you have any questions or comments, you can email me. It's parkerman2011@gmail.com. Parkerman2011@gmail.com. Telephone number is 216-702-3718. 216-702-3718. We hope you've enjoyed the show. Don't forget to hit the like and share button. We do things in a Parker twist. Hope you've enjoyed this show. Remember, keep your head up, never look down, always believe in yourself, and therein will lie your answer. We don't just keep it simple. We don't just keep it real. We keep it honest. God bless.
This is Brother Cornell West, and it has been my blessing and joy to be in such high quality conversation with Brother Anthony Parker of Keeping It Honest. Make sure you never miss his show.